Have you ever picked up a fairy tale retelling, expecting something simple and familiar, only to end up completely emotionally invested in the characters? That was exactly my experience with My Name is Rapunzel by Casey Hilton. This book takes the classic Rapunzel story and transforms it into something darker, more emotional, and honestly far more memorable than I expected. Instead of feeling like a predictable retelling, it feels like Rapunzel is finally reclaiming her own voice and telling readers the truth behind the fairy tale everyone thinks they know. Question of the day: what is your favorite fairy tale retelling? And do you prefer darker versions of classic stories or more magical, adventurous ones? Let me know in the comments, because I always love discovering new retellings to read. One of my favorite things about this story was seeing everything through Rapunzel's perspective. It made her feel real instead of just another princess trapped in a tower. At first, I honestly thought she was going to become frustrating because she could be immature and emotional at times, but the more the story unfolded, the more I understood her behavior. She had spent her entire life manipulated and controlled by Greta, and that emotional pressure shaped who she became. And honestly, Greta is one of those villains you genuinely love to hate. She is cruel, selfish, manipulative, and constantly blames others for her own terrible choices. The secrets she hides throughout this story are wild, especially the revelations involving Rapunzel's family and father. I genuinely did not see those twists coming, and they added so much drama to the story. Another major highlight for me was Henry. His love for Rapunzel felt sincere from beginning to end, and some of the sacrifices he makes over those 250 years were honestly heartbreaking. He becomes this quiet, steady presence in her life, protecting her even when she does not fully realize it herself. I also appreciated how the story handled both Henry and John near the ending, because their journeys represented different kinds of freedom and sacrifice. Something else I really enjoyed was the humor and entertainment added through the reporter's storyline. It brought unexpected energy into the book, and watching Rapunzel slowly take back control of her own life made it impossible not to root for her. Now, I will say this book may not work for readers who want nonstop action or extremely fast pacing, because the story spends time developing emotions, relationships, and history. But for me, as someone who loves character-driven fantasy retellings with emotional depth, that was actually one of its strengths, received in exchange for an honest review. Overall, I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. It was emotional, imaginative, entertaining, and filled with twists that kept me reading until the very end. If you enjoy darker fairy tale retellings, emotional romance, and strong character-focused storytelling, I definitely recommend giving this one a chance. And if you enjoyed this review, do not forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Hello Book Lovers for more honest book reviews and recommendations.